Yeah, not really sure to make this because I don't think anyone's really sure what to make of it. But
Right, go on.
because it's looking like a Joe Biden victory, Boris has come out and congratulations, Mr. President-elect, blah 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 blah. Can we do that trade deal, by the way? Because yeah, so Donald Trump's been extremely supportive for the last 4 years.
So what's the status of Brexit at the moment? Because this is why this applies to Britain, why this is relevant to us.
So what do we have? We have till January the 1st to do the one with the EU. So a trade deal with the EU, which apparently they're renegotiating more today. Like after accepting that Joe Biden's probably going to win, they sent people back. And what was Boris's words on this? That there were still significant differences remain within the EU-UK trade deal. So they're not really sure whether they're going to get one, is what I'm getting from that.
Right.
Which means probably not. But the backup for that was always, oh, well, Donald Trump loves us. He's very keen to do a trade deal. We'll provide more military support, and in return we get freer trade with them. Therefore, we don't really need the EU that much because they're our first biggest partner by country, second by bloc.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look so good now. So the EU is probably going to feel pretty stoked about this.
Yep.
And want to impose harsher terms on the UK because they probably can now. So
we seem to have been put significantly on the back foot. We've even got some examples of how Biden doesn't really seem to like Britain very much, does he?
No, he's not keen on Britain or Brexit really. Neither was his predecessor Obama. So first,
the most famous thing with Obama is, didn't he take out the bust of Winston Churchill from the White House?
I believe he did. Yeah.
And I believe that Donald Trump put it back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really,
did he take it out? Like his argument was it was racist or something like that.
Presumably,
Yeah.
But Donald Trump put it back because it's a significant narrative event in the heroic story of the West. It signifies allyship and struggle against communism, fascism.
That's the special relationship right there.
That is the understanding that there is a basis of a common political ideal.
Yeah, because the relationship before the Second World War, I imagine it was cordial, but the US was still writing plans about how to invade the British Empire.
We had burned down their White House at one point.
Yeah, 100 years before.
Yeah.
But after World War II, it's been as close as you can get.
Absolutely.
But so Barack Obama also not great on this because he was flown out to the UK. I think it was for an official visit. And then my understanding is David Cameron met with him, and David Cameron, wanting us to remain, basically slipped a fiver or something and said to him, you need to back us on this. So he came out and gave the statement that the UK would not be at the front of the queue for a trade deal. They'd be at the back of the queue to try and discourage us from voting. Now, I don't know whether...
Turns out no one cares about Obama's opinion on that.
Yeah, but I don't know whether or not he held that sincerely or it was just a favour to what he thought would be the Prime Minister anyway. Yeah. But it's not a good signal.
Yeah.
But Joe Biden being his VP, we can probably take that as
it's probably going to be
significant in his thinking about Brexit.
Yeah, a continuation. But the thing is, it's not just that I think is significant in his thinking.
No, there's a lot more with Joe himself.
Well, do you want to go into some of it?
Yeah, so the first thing that news came out today was that Joe Biden's staff had spoken to some news agencies and said that the UK-US trade deal is not a priority for him. So not keen, or at least not showing he's interested in us, which sends a signal that, oh, crap, though.
It was nicer when Trump was in charge and we were at the front of the queue.
Yep, it was. And there's also this bit where his staff had also spoken to The Guardian, and they said that Biden regarded Brexit as a significant mistake. After a Biden victory and a failure to reach a trade deal with the EU, the UK would occupy a lonely place in the world. That's a direct quote from Biden there.
We called it splendid isolation, Biden. That's what we call it.
Yeah, I don't think he understands that. But... So...
There's also something that happened 2 days ago now that I found really interesting. Joe Biden was on his way out of a meeting room or whatever, and he's surrounded by the press. And someone from the BBC was there trying to get his attention. And he was like, where are you from? And they said, the BBC. And he just looks at them, smiles and says, I'm Irish, and then walks off. And I was quite shocked. That kind of implies a kind of long-standing ethnic hatred that he feels that the Irish maybe have against the British, and that he, being of Irish descent, has to hold up. And it seems to be a kind of similar position to one taken by the IRA. Like a genuine sort of racist view. Genuine bigotry. Oh, you're the British Broadcasting Corporation. Sorry, I'm Irish.
The problem with that though is he's so senile. I don't even know if he's cracking a joke or not, because you can see him smiling, and some people have said, oh no, he was making a joke. He was just saying, oh, I'm Irish. Mess with you guys. But
that's not. I mean, the BBC.
Not convincing.
Yeah,
Like-
and it's not like the BBC can be considered to be a like patriotic British establishment these days, an institution. You know, like they'll probably go, yeah, we hate Britain too.
Solidarity, Conrad.
Yeah.
But it's worse than that because I mean these photos have been around forever, but they're obviously making more light now. Him with Jerry Adams holding hands. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one, but I'm not surprised.
I'll have to send you afterwards. I believe he's trying to make an appearance with the Good Friday Agreement, and Nancy Pelosi and him have both Kamala actually as well, or is it Kamala? I don't know.
Kamala.
She'll kill me if I say it wrong. But all three of them have come out and said any messing with the Good Friday Agreement would be meaning that a trade deal with the US would be off the table.
Yeah.
And we're not planning on messing with the Good Friday Agreement at all. But
No.
So why need to threaten us with this other than taking a stance that you're doing the wrong thing here? You need to abandon Brexit, or at least you should not have done this. So the Democrat entire party doesn't seem to be in favour of us. And I don't know if this is down to some kind of like Democratic caucus that's of Irish people in the Democratic Party or something. Like I'm imagining they vote Democrat. Plastic paddies that aren't really Irish but just say they're Irish.
No, there are probably a lot of Catholics who don't vote Democrat.
I don't know the percentages.
Yeah, we'd have to go and investigate that. But the thing I felt
But
was
not a friend.
no, not a friend, and it's been sad watching the Conservatives come to this realization.
Yeah.
Boris put out a statement saying congratulations, Joe Biden. Boris, calm down, it's not over yet. And so did Dominic Raab. In fact, I felt kind of bad for Raab actually.
Wow.
He reported by City AM that he'd said the US has no greater ally or dependable friend than the UK as Downing Street prepares for Joe Biden. He was excited to work with Biden and confident the UK would be able to smooth any fears he might have about the Good Friday Agreement and how it relates to Brexit. It's like,
Yeah, that's convincing.
yes, not convincing, and he's clearly hedging there. Very. Oh no, don't be silly. We always hated Trump. We were always expecting a Biden victory. We're so glad you're in charge because we're going to work with you very.
This started happening like 7 days ago or something as well.
Yeah, literally, the second the media was calling.
I think it was Savage Javid put an article, or retweeted someone who put on an article that's saying that Joe Biden would be a great partner for the UK and we ought to support him and blah 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 blah. Savage Javid used to be the Chancellor. He got kicked out by Boris for
Chancellor of the Exchequer. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Boris put out a memo to all the ministers saying form ties with the Biden administration because we're expecting them to win, which is probably a prudent thing to do. I mean, if
they were looking at the mail-in balloting and thinking, "Christ, some of them have already come in and they haven't been sent yet."
They've got the early results,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if there's an election, you probably should form ties with both sides
Sure.
for the interests of Britain over party politics. But it seems to be like they're understanding that they've now lost that tie with Trump, especially now, and they've got no one but themselves to blame. You had 4 years from Brexit's start date to this election in which they put in Joe Biden of pure Trump. You could have had a great deal with him at any point, I imagine. 4 years, and instead they spent it wasting about. Do we really want to do Brexit? Should we have a couple of generals and then we'll figure out what we want to do? Fine, your fault. There's no one else to blame here. You can't blame the Labour Party. You can't blame any US administration. No.
Yet another example of the Conservative Party disappointing the Brexiteers.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be the last.
No, it's not.